Priest does that. It's like you're deaf for a couple days. You can hear, but and then this KK's Priest is the same fucking thing, bro. It was the only concerts I've ever been to in my life that you can't hear for the next few days. I mean, like you can hear, but it feels like there's cotton in your ear. It's interesting.
Actually, that's one of the big reasons why I always put earplugs on ears whenever I go to a concert or a club, no matter what. Because I remember when I used to come out of the Joe Louis Arena with my dad, whenever we see a band play there, whether it's Triumph or this artist or that band. Usually, when I walk out to the outside of the arena, my ears feel like they're as muffled, like there's some sort of a something covering them, preventing me to hear things straightly. And I remember seeing the band Warrant play the Ritz in Roseville, and I was right up front, and I realized, man, I got to get me some earplugs. In fact, a gal pal of mine gave me some to hold on to in case I needed them, and you know what? Sure enough, I started wearing them, and everything's a-okay.
Like a breadwinner, did you
Yes,
yo, so are you live right now or
we are. We are live, folks. Yay.
oh there's a lot to I mean, there's a couple news pieces, a couple deaths. Um
Yeah.
well
Are we
around.
live?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
we are
live.
live. Yes.
I gotta put this out there because I just told YR this. Um, since I am one of the Black proud African Americans in this community, and I'm with YR and changing this community, Prince Idol has to sit there and say, if you're Black, hear me out, and I'm speaking for my Black brothers and sisters.
This
If
is
you're Black,
real.
you're
Yeah.
going and you're going for Kamala, you were wrong because in the
Yeah.
Black community,
Agree.
we love and miss Michael Jackson. And here's a fact. Here's a fact
Yeah.
information that you guys seem to forget. For those Black African Americans that are voting for Kamala Harris, remember, this is the same lady who allegedly tried to put, matter of fact, I can't even say allegedly. She was a former district attorney who tried to put Michael Jackson in jail for
Really?
allegedly being.
Wow.
So that
Interesting.
Yes.
is that
Wow.
what you guys want? You want this lady who tried to put the king of pop behind bars and he was innocent in the White House? That's what you want. She has a horrible record towards the Black community, but yet you guys are going to sit there and put it in the White House? No, no. I rather I rather get a real job. And a lot of people say voting for Trump, I have a possibility of losing my SSI. But guess what? Guess what? I don't even care. I rather work 9 to 5, work my ass off, be a real American, because that's what America's built on.
Yep.
Working,
Speaking of
working,
work,
Yes.
speaking
have
of
our
work,
freedom
I
of
ter-
speech, get back. And I don't believe, honestly, I don't believe in, hear me out, guys. I don't believe in the abortion. Yes, it's wrong how, some babies are being brought in the world, but guess what? That life matters too. Don't just kill them off all because this person did this to me. No, 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 no. A life matters. A life matters. And that's where Trump is trying to explain to you guys. Life matters. No matter how weird it came into this world, that life does matter too. So it's like this lady, man, talk about bringing down gas prices and food prices and all this stuff. She has not done that, and she's a VP. Come
she's
on,
not
y'all.
gonna. She ain't gonna do squat there. I'm praying that
She
Trump gets
hasn't. That's
elected
the
as
thing.
well,
She
man,
hasn't.
because it'd be better for the economy.
She hasn't.
You know.
And it's really sad that we sit here and other people go on saying Kamala, but guys, her track record ain't looking good. You want to talk
No.
about Trump's record? Look at her record. Stop trying to bring up skeletons in Trump's closet when you got more skeletons in your closet, Kamala. Come on now.
Yeah, but
You try to
you
put
know
the king
how
of
it is.
pop
They don't
behind
care.
bars. Like
You know how it is. They do
that's
not
huge.
care. Only thing they
That's
care
huge.
about is what they can get, though. Well, how they can prevail, how they can win, and such and such. That's all they care about. Bottom line.
For real. And
Exactly.
why she always uses the word in every rally, in every speech? What in the hell is immoral? What is so immoral? What is so immoral? Like why do you keep saying, "Oh, that's immoral. It's immoral."
Is
The
that the
hell are you
ghetto
talking about?
ver? Is that the ghetto version saying immortal, but without the
I
T?
always use the word
What?
everything immoral. She always says immoral. Everything's immoral. I'm like, what are you talking about? What does immoral
Wow.
even mean? And
I
guys,
don't
check this
know.
out. Here's something you need to know, bro. Princess
Mm.
don't school you. You know how she always says new way, new future? You know what that really means? Read between the lines. It means new world order. That's what it
Yep,
means.
exactly. Yeah,
I'm not falling for that new world order.
I've been
I'm
wondering
not doing
about that myself, folks. Most definitely.
A lot of people are asleep and they're not realizing this lady is the Antichrist. This lady is the New World Order. And
Exactly.
we don't want that. We don't want that. Everyone thinks it's
Nobody wants.
sunshine and rainbow. And like they said, the Antichrist comes to deceive us. And she's done just that. She's
Yeah,
done just that.
exactly. So everybody get out there and
All right.
vote for Trump,
Um,
ladies and
now,
gentlemen. Okay. Okay, so back to the music show. Welcome
Yes, sir.
Brian,
everybody.
did you see any news? Let's that tackle into some news real quick. Did you see any that you found good or?
You mean the one about Chris Brown?
Mm,
Yeah, yeah. Prince wanted to talk a little bit about that, the Chris Brown and all that stuff
yes,
with
Yeah, we
Prince.
need to let's
yes. Chris
dive into that.
Brown
We need to
and
dive into
Diddy.
that.
It's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now.
We need to dive into that first things first because as you know, I heard about this late yesterday before I hit the hay because obviously I had to get up and let me see if I can find it once again there. Blah blah blah. I hate when this happens.
Of course,
Chris,
we're saving the big. We're saving after the news being Brad. We're gonna dive deep into Accept, KK's Priest,
yeah, we need
and
to talk
I
about
do.
that definitely.
I did see Weezer. This was a big weekend for me this past weekend. I was tired.
Mhm,
Um, I mean, we're talking. I traveled the furthest I've traveled. Well, besides city to city, Houston, but
mhm,
the KK's Priest was kind of out of the way, but it definitely was worth it. We'll get dive into that later. But this Weezer thing,
mhm.
I got to tell you, that was probably the lamest shit I've ever been. Like, bro, Brown, I'm talking all nerds as fans there.
Let
I
me
mean, it was
guess.
great. It was,
Let me guess. The nerds and the trendies, the hipsters who
yeah,
have
it was gay. I mean, it was some gay, some butch women,
butch broads,
teens, I guess,
butch
like butch
teenage
teens
girls
or
with who
whatever.
try to look like dudes.
Yeah, like trans teen. Yeah, like trans teens and everything. There
Yep.
was definitely it was all ages there. It was like
Hmm.
people with their family, but it was definitely like everyone was wearing glasses, like nerdy. I'm not making fun
Black
of you,
rim
Brown. You
ones, all
wear
right.
glasses, but
Yeah,
you know
but
what I
no,
mean.
yeah,
Like just
but these are the black rim big glasses, right? That
yeah,
Poindexter usually wear.
these people were wearing Reebok shoes, with jeans. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? That was so boring. I mean, they have like some fun songs, I guess, but that was. I mean, it was at the basketball stadium, Brian. I mean, it
Mhm.
was.
I
I don't
was
know.
there.
Was Weezer that like iconic in the '90s? Were they
I don't know.
like alternative?
I never liked Weezer from the word go. I'm surprised you would even seen it because they're probably to me one of the most lamest bands out there in terms of alternative stuff. In fact, that was one of the epitome reasons why I never really cared for the 90s because if this is what rock and roll has now become, I was thinking at that time is like God help us all because all it is a sensitive, namby-pamby crap ass. And I'm sorry, I just never liked, that's what it is, namby-pamby bullshit. That's for the sensitive
Would
crowd.
Brian, would you think it's like mom? Is that like mom rock? Would you say Weezer?
I know it's more like it's more like sissy rock and nothing else. The only
Yeah,
good, I'll go on the record and say the only good song Weezer have ever done was their cover version of Toto's Africa. Nothing else. Nothing else.
Well, you know what? That Island in the Sun song.
Mm.
It's not bad. I've heard. I mean, they got a lot of like. I got to give
Islands
to
in the
it. It wasn't
Sun.
like.
Is that the Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton cover?
Nah, this is a whole nother island in the. That's Island in the
Okay.
Stream.
Because I remember there was a song by those two produced by Barry Gibb back in the early 80s. I thought maybe they've done a cover of that tune.
No, this was. But look, Weezer. Uh, I have a big um plate of music that I like. Sometimes you got to go to concerts
Hmm.
and take one for the team. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now I'm getting mega views on that.
Mm-hmm.
on the music channel. I'm getting,
Good.
I still haven't put out each individual song on the for the Weezer yet. But the full thing's up there now. Now, also, there's a couple other bands that opened for him, Brian. This is what I really was more interested in picking your brain about, asking you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you know about the two bands, the Flaming Lips and Dinosaur Jr.?
Well, I'm not into Dinosaur Jr. neither. I remember hearing one of their earliest songs a few times on the old
Weird, huh?
MTV, and believe me, it's about the same thing as Weezer, but more wimpier.
See, all three of those bands, they're in the, and I looked all this, looked it up and everything. It's what they call indie rock genre, indie rock,
Yeah, even though
psychedelic
there's
rock.
something like
And
Who the Flame the
Yes.
Lips. Yeah, I remember
Ain't nothing
seeing a
bad
couple
with
of their
indie
albums.
rock, though. Ain't nothing bad with that. I like that. There's nothing bad with underground rock. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but the
well,
problem
you
is,
like, what
I
about the
already
flame? What's up with
I
this
mean,
Flaming Lips
for
deal,
example,
Brown?
isn't Paul 3 indie rock? Isn't he like underground rock?
I
yeah,
would
but Paul
call, look,
3
I
is
would call his, and Brown, did you get you got the video of Paul Three's band, right?
yes, I did. Yes, I
So,
never.
like, you would like, to me, straight up, and Paul Three kind of disagrees with me, but like, I think it's like a Black Crows mixed with Led Zeppelin type, mixed with maybe Little Bob Seger, because they got that saxophone in there.
Hmm.
What do you think, Brown?
Well, I remember the Flamey Lips from a couple of songs they had. I remember a couple of members used to have these big afros, and excuse me, they go back from the 1980s. Look up the album cover for their first album. That's the thing that surprised me when I first heard about them. I know they were on this label called Ignima Records
What
back in
is
the
it?
80s.
What does it look like? Like, explain. Like, if I was
Well,
blind right now, explain to them.
let me see if I can find it here first. So hold on a second. Give
That
me
was
two.
that wasn't really. I mean, look, Dinosaur Jr. I think they made into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a couple years ago or something.
I hope not.
I'm pretty sure that, but I know they're. I mean, both of those bands are named bands. That place was packed, Brown. I mean, it was like, it was like no seats that were empty. Like, I was surprised. You know what I'm saying? Um, the Flaming Lips thing. Like, honestly, this was probably, like, I don't want to say the worst concert I've ever been to, but like, if I have to put that up against all the other concerts I've been to, like, yeah, I wasn't too, But sometimes when you go with friends, they go, they go to stuff you go to that they might not be into. So we trade off. We meet in the middle. Like, hey, okay, I'll go to
Mhm.
this with you. Go to this with me. We'll split tickets, split, on parking fees, whatever, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Yes.
but the KK's Priest,
Yeah, we've got to talk about that. How was
just,
that's the main thing we want to get to. Definitely.
well, closing on the Flaming Lips, though. Like, what do you know about? What do you feel about them? Like,
I don't know. I only know one song from them. That was that one song. I forgot the title, but it kind of had like a Pink Floyd feel to it.
oh,
And
talking about the this is jam and that's jelly. She doesn't use jam.
no, that's I not no. I don't think Pink Floyd would come to that. But I remember that song. I wasn't a big fan of that. I'm just not into stuff like Weezer, Dinosaur Jr., The Smiths, or any of
Weird.
that stuff. But it's just, to me, it's just namby-pamby rock. That's all I know. It's something to change
Now,
your
I do have to
own
say,
diapers with.
all three of those bands were 1,000% live.
Hmm.
1,000%. I mean, backing vocals, everything was live,
That's
which is
good to hear.
good. So I'll take
That's
that. You
that's
know what
good
I'm
to
saying?
hear because right now at this point, everything is. And by the way, you sent me a little thing about Emily Armstrong using backing tracks on some of the current live gigs for Linkin Park.
Yeah. I mean, look, to be fair, she still uses the live mic. Um, even Judas Priest, there's a part when he did the last tour, when they did, um, what's the song? Um, Touch of Evil.
Uh huh.
Towards the end, before he does the whole what's the famous scream in Touch Your Beat Boys is and
You're
I forget.
possessing
Yeah,
me
you're
at a high pitch.
possessing. So like, yeah, there's not necessarily the backing track of Halford singing that on the studio. The backing tracks are like other screams and yells like that are computer made that
Mhm,
kind of fill in everything. So like, and that's kind of what was
mhm.
like that part where the backing track's playing, like the crowd is singing that part too.
Yes.
But and she takes the mic away from her face, so you
Mm.
know.
Hello? Why are you there, buddy?
Hello,
Hello, Wire? I think his mic
hello.
went out. Hello, I think it says he's not mute. I think something happened. Maybe. Well, in the meantime, well, to continue my discussion, fortunately, I was never into Weezer, Dinosaur Jr., or the Flaming Lips. I was never big on any of those bands. Myself, around that time, I was still holding on to my old heavy metal school of knowledge. I was getting into other stuff like industrial, goth
Hello, Bron.
music. Hello?
Hello,
Hello, can you hear me?
hello. What's going on?
Can you hear me, Prince?
You're cutting out. You're cutting out.
What the
Can you?
hell's
You're
going
cutting
on
out.
here? I don't know why. What the hell is
You're kind
going
of
on?
far. Oh, okay. That
Can you hear
happened.
me now? Can you hear me now?
Brown.
There you
Yes,
are.
where
There you
where
are.
you go?
I hear
There
you
you are,
now.
Wire.
I don't know. The call just blopped out. So recording sake.
Pit of Skypes
Uh,
strikes again.
um, Chris Christopherson news. What do you know about him, Brown? Because
Oh,
I
he
think he was in Blade. Wasn't he in Blade Trinity, Prince?
he was in the Blade trilogy
Yeah.
movies. He was in all three.
She was. Yes, she
Uh,
was.
Yes, he also was in The Stars Born with Barbara Streisand. That was a big box office hit around 1976. He also wrote Me and Bobby McGee, which made famous by Janis Joplin. He's also actually he's a lot more recognized as a movie star than a musician and songwriter. I know he was also involved with this country music supergroup called the Highwaymen alongside Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and Johnny Cash. They did a couple albums together at times. But he,
I fucking
Chris,
said no.
what?
Like a Prince asking for chicken and watermelon again. Come on, bro.
What?
No,
Chicken and watermelon. What the hell?
no event.
Anyways, Chris Christopherson, he starred in a lot of movies. He was in Semi Tough with Burt Reynolds. He also was in a movie called Flashpoint with Treat Williams and later on the 80s. He also was in this movie, I forgot the title, which he played a Vietnam veteran who was held captive for many years. Only he comes back after being released finally, but the government finds out that he's actually still alive because he's supposed to be dead. So they gave him a new identity, which his wife finds out at the very end, and he tries to rebuild his life. He tries to make amends for his son, saying that he's not a deserter, he's not a troublemaker, he never left. I forgot the title of the movie, but it was like a family drama, involving the Vietnam
Uh,
War and such. And let's also not forget he was one of the first people to comfort Sinead O'Connor during the Bob Dylan tribute concert back in
mm,
'92. You may
mm.
remember when Cole O'Connor came on stage to do a Bob Dylan song, and everyone in the Madison Square Garden started booing the shit out of her. Chris
Uh,
Christopherson came out and said, "Hey, don't let that shit get to you." Of course, Sinead was hurt. She ended up doing the Bob Marley cover version of War a cappella, and then walked away, head down low into Chris Christopherson's arms for a big hug.
oh wow.
Yeah, that was back. This is, of course, after she ripped up the picture of Pope John Paul II on that performance of Saturday Night Live. That basically fucked her career up, no doubt about that. But then again, 10 years later, Wouldn't you know? She was trying to make a point. We just did not know
Can't
about it
stand her.
years before.
Can't stand that woman.
I know.
Prince.
I was never a fan of her neither.
Prince, do you feel like Puff Daddy is guilty or not guilty? Hello.
Hello, Prince. You there?
Great.
What the fuck is up with Skype,
Um.
man?
All right. Well, Brown, when you saw Accept,
Yes.
it was only them playing, or was there an opener?
Well, there was an opener. I think I forgot the name of it, but I got a video of one of their songs on my channel for everyone to check out.
It's an opener band.
Yes, it was an opener band. Unfortunately, it slipped my mind at the very dang last minute because this was back in 2022. It was at the Concert Pub North. Miss that place. Haven't been there in such a long time. Used to check out a lot of good tribute bands up there. And by the way, if you're ever interested in checking that out, feel free to do so. If the guy did any good playing there. But Accept was good. They had a lot of good songs. Had a new album at that time, which name also escapes me as well. They did a couple of new songs
Oh,
for that.
Humanoid, right?
Uh,
Humanoid.
I know I forgot what the name of the album was, but it was and you may remember. I think I still have it. Let me see if I can find it. The keychain that I got. Let's see here.
Yeah, I spent like $90 on KK Downey merch.
Wow, cool. What'd you get?
Here, let me show, and let me actually show. I got this autographed poster. I didn't show. You.
All right. Was it from the band after they came out, or was it already available?
Yeah, they're pre done, but still,
Right.
like $30. Look at this. This is huge too. This is a big piece.
Mm.
Let's see
All
here.
right.
Let's see, Dr. Brown. Dr. Brown for 100, please. Look at that.
All right there. All right. It's hard to see right now at the moment.
That's really nice.
Like, look how big it is.
That's really nice. I like that.
KK down and right there, Brown.
I don't see it unfortunately there.
Come on.
You got to
Brown.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I don't see it. I just
Brown.
see. Wait a minute. I see it now. There. Nice. I like that. I definitely like that. Return to the center. Nice.
That's
Very, very
real.
nice. I know. It's autographed. Now, was this autographed by the band themselves after they came outside while loading up the gear?
This was pre-done.
I see there.
This was at
So
the merch.
I see there.
$30.
Yeah. Usually, the autographed items they have for sale usually cost a lot more because obviously it's been autographed by the members of the band. I personally will wait till after they come out from the venue when they're loading up their gear to get their autographs and take selfies with them.
Yeah, well, you can't do that here.
No.
They're in and out. You know what I'm saying?
I know, unfortunately, which is a bum deal. Well, but the songs. How were both bands, except in KK?
Yeah, you want to look up the set? You want to look up the set list?
I think I already saw one of the set lists on the reel on Facebook. I know they did a lot of new songs, a couple of Priest tunes like Sinner, Diamonds of Rust.
Are we going to get into the situation that's the topic of the show?
Couple more minutes.
Definitely
a couple more minutes, and then we'll get to it full time. Definitely for shizzle. But
okay.
But I know
what situation?
Hold up. Not that one. Not that one.
What the hell is that?
That was my ringtone.
Oh boy.
Some stupid jackass was some stupid scamming jackass. Scam likely we're trying to call. Declined
come
it.
donate $20 to the Kamala Harris Foundation.
I got something to donate down her throat. Anyways, okay, so KK
listen,
Priest was
Brown,
great.
real quick on the venue. Well,
Mhm.
what? Hold on. What situation are you talking about?
We were going to talk about, but you want to continue with KK's Priest and Accept,
Yeah, but
obviously.
what other situation I'm saying?
The situation that we are going to talk about after the Accept KK Priest review. Chris
Which is
Brown.
oh, okay, okay. I thought y'all talking
Yeah.
about some drama bullshit.
Nope.
So the venue, Brown. Imagine this.
Hmm.
Imagine the venue. This was the smallest venue I've probably been to. Like the two venues I go to for the tribute bands.
Yes.
Venue is a tribute band one, and then that same one had they had Doc in there, George Lynch, Stephen Piercy, like other names too.
Yes.
But it would be like that venue if they put that venue inside just the plain regular. See, the plain regular tribute band venue is just like a bar. Like this was like a bar, bro. It was imagine a bar because the ceilings were low. First of all, it was like a tavern, a music hall. So you walk in and there's a bar and seating area and you can eat, blah, blah, blah. But then
Hmm.
the music hall, the stage, you go inside the door, almost like 713. There's an open area and then you go inside the door and there's just there's the room, theater or whatever. But this was like going to a bar. Bar had second level because it had like railing, which is
Hmm.
cool.
All right.
But it was so small, Brown, like maybe a couple hundred people, but packed. I'm talking like you couldn't move really. But I had seats, so like we had space, whatever, right? But like,
Absolutely.
man, it was. I put it to you. I would only go to that venue or out of my way to that place if it was any other than anything related to Judas Priest. Other than that, I wouldn't go there. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? But I had to
So
go, and it was worth it.
I know you said it was smaller than the 713 Music Hall
Way
where we
smaller,
both.
bro. It was like a third of that. It was like it wasn't even like the 713 is like a stadium compared to this place. It was
Wow.
like my God, you know. I mean, you could tell from the camp. You could tell from the video. Like I barely had to zoom in when I was the last row.
Hmm.
I bought seats, but I was the last row. And it was fine. That I mean, stuff like this is so special, and people don't get it. Only me and Brown and others. Like
Yep.
the merch, like it's is all United Kingdom based. Like the merch ship. If you buy the merch online, it ships to the United Kingdom. Like this stuff is so exclusive and so limited edition. Not just the merch. I'm just talking the experience and everything. Everything, Brown. I mean, the shirts weren't even $40. They were like $30, Brown. Like $35. Like
Wow.
good
Interesting.
price on
Good.
everything. Great
Was it
prices.
was it good material that they made their shirts out of? Because
You know
when
what
I
it was.
good
You know what it
because
was.
back in 2009 I got invited to see Skinny Puppy at the Royal Oak Music Theater back in Michigan, and I bought one of the shirts, but the fabric of the shirt was kind of thin, which explained why it cost less than $30. It was about $25.
Some of those thinner shirts aren't too bad. It depends. Some of the like it's 50-50, and I should know because I'm a big merch guy. I get the Weezer. I didn't get no Weezer merch. I didn't get no merch that night, but most of the time I do spend money on merch. Most of the groups, it's 50-50. Like some shirts are the regular cotton, and then some are
Good.
the softer. Like there's some good, like the Black Rose, the Marley. I mean, even the Smashing Pumpkins this year, they had. It's a softer material, but it's high quality. It's good stuff. It's like it's pre-shrunk. Um, it just depends. I kind of prefer those a little bit more. I've been getting large now, Dr. Brown.
Hmm.
So the
No, you mentioned that
large,
before.
yeah, I've been getting large because a lot of these medium shirts I've been getting last year shrink on me. Uh,
I
I'm
know
even
that's what I know what
ordering.
that's like in the past.
I even ordered I got a new Pantera tour shirt from last year on their site, and I got the tour hoodie that I ordered
Cool.
Pantera
Palsy, where's
when they opened
Palsy?
when they opened for
Palsy.
Metallica. So
I know. Yeah.
I'll never get medium shirts again.
I've always had an issue with medium-sized shirts myself because I've always worn a large, no matter
Well,
what.
all shirts shrink. All shirts shrink. That's the important
Yeah.
thing. Like people
That's
really need to
true.
get if they're getting a tour shirt with dates on the back, they need to get a size up that they usually get.
All right. Yeah, where's Paul 3, by the way? Is he available
Paul
tonight? Paul 3.
3.
Yeah, Prince is calling you, man. Get on board, dude. But how was KK's Priest and Accept? Were they both kick ass? Were they both powerful in their set lists and their songs?
Well,
Pit of
I did.
Skype strikes it once again.
Yeah. I heard he went to a Bob Marley concert. Yeah, man.
He
How
did,
was it?
yes. It was more like a Bob Marley tribute concert. That was about
Yeah,
a
man.
couple weeks back. We were talking about last week.
Mm. You know, it's
He,
the best food? Jamaican food. I love Jamaican food. It's so damn good.
I've never had Jamaican food.
What?
Never had.
Wow. You don't know what you're missing, bro.
Well, I'm not a veggie guy. What kind of veg? What is describe Jamaican food, by the way?
We got good fish.
I don't eat fish.
Oh, bro.
I just
Yeah.
never cared for fish.
Okay, there's something called, it's very spicy, but they call it like jerk chicken, and it's really good. It's so damn good.
Jerk chicken.
Mm-hmm. It's
Jerk
good.
chicken. I thought for a minute I thought
Ain't
you
on the
said
stove.
jerk
Ain't on the stove.
jerk your chicken at first.
Like church's chicken, brother.
Jerk your chicken.
Or sweet and sour chicken. They're describing it as right. But then again, that's
Oh,
Oriental.
shit. What type of sub are you eating? Damn.
I'm a bit I'm all American, so I'm usually eat beef, hot dogs, burgers, chicken tenders, pizza rolls, tater tots. I'm one of those guys. Pizza, an absolute must.
Mm.
Bologna, cotto salami, hard salami.
Oh, what a bitch! Liz Cheney's campaigning with Kamala Harris.
Who is?
Liz Cheney.
Liz Cheney.
Liz Cheney.
I
Who the hell
think
is that?
she's the wife of Dick Cheney, the former vice president.
Weird.
Yeah. But then again,
But
let's
Brown.
not forget a Democrat came on the side to support Donald Trump, one of the Kennedy clan. All right, there. So, YR, what's up? You said you want to say?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So all in all, KK's Priest was a kick-ass show, and Accept was kick-ass
Oh,
just as
yeah.
well. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Absolute.
Except set was except obviously open, but their set was longer than Priest.
Yeah. And of course, obviously, everybody went rambunctious when Balls to the Wall was played, obviously, because that was their main signature rebellious song. That was the rebellious, fuck you, stand up for your rights, cut type of song for the heavy metal era from the 1980s. That was played a lot on the radio back when it came out, 1983 to be exact. All right, so let's cut into the nitty gritty. Chris Brown.
Puff Daddy with Prince and Chris Brown.
Yeah, we need to talk about those two, Chris Brown and Puff Daddy, because what I have right now is some information here.
Right.
Let me get it. Let me get it right here. This is courtesy of Variety.com. There is a documentary announced by the Quiet on Set Network ID channel, which ID means Investigation Discovery Channel, which spotlights on true crime stories, stuff like the forensic files and all that good stuff there, police files, mystery cases that have yet to be solved, blah, blah, blah.
Brian, you have that channel?
I've seen it a few times. I have. Now,
Uh,
let me describe Chris Brown. We all know who he is. He's an R&B singer. He started out in 2005, I meant to say. He had a couple hit songs. He was about 16 around that time. In 2009, he got busted for beating the snot out of singer Rihanna, who he was involved with romantically at that time. And this was following their attending the Grammy Awards. That made headlines all over the place. Few jokes were made, and it fits to say that kind of ruined his reputation for a big long while. If you look up, by the way, Google Images, Rihanna's battered face, TMZ, you'll probably see what I'm talking about.
Oh God.
Yes, look it up there, Prince. See what I'm. It's from
No, I
2009.
know. I remember seeing it. That's why I said, "Oh God," because I just remembered the flashback of my head. And then his dumbass is going to get like a tattoo of her face beaten up on his neck to remind him. Fucking retard.
I know. It's
I
like
can't stand Chris Brown. He's a fucking piece of shit.
I
Fuck.
know. And this guy allegedly tried to come out with an OnlyFans account. It's like, what kind of a dude are you to come out with OnlyFans? Are gonna be exclusive beating up chicks in your account? Come on. A lot of people were saying that when that news came out a couple years back. All right, now here goes. Chris Brown's legal troubles and history of abuse is the subject of a new documentary from the Investigation Discovery Network. The network was also behind the child abuse expose of Nickelodeon on the show Quiet on Set. This comes out on October 27th, titled Chris Brown, A History of Violence, will launch ID's third annual No Excuse for Abuse campaign. The docuseries will explore the legal issues faced by Mr. Brown, the pop star or R&B star behind songs like With You Forever, Under the Influence,
hold on a minute, Dr.
Kiss
Brown.
Kiss. Yeah.
Are you related to Chris Brown?
No, this guy's black and he's from
All
Atlanta,
right.
GA.
You never know. You never know.
Okay, thank you, Brown. Thank you, Brown.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brown.
Okay. The pop the issues faced by Brown will include domestic violence, assault charges, and sexual assault allegations. His troubles date back to 2009 when he beated up his then girlfriend, singer Rihanna, as we mentioned, causing several facial injuries that required hospitalization. Brown pleaded guilty to felony assault and accepted a plea deal. Should have been put behind bars for how many years, man? In the years following, Brown pleaded guilty to a separate assault, was sued by a woman alleging sexual assault, which that lawsuit was settled out of court, along with a variety of other legal issues. According to the logline, the documentary will chart Brown's past all the way up to his troubled childhood and explores the lasting impact of the cycle of abuse and poses a question: how does a man with such a violent public record maintain his superstar status? Something I'd like to know. With expert and criminal commentary laid throughout, the documentary provides. We just went down here. The documentary provides thoughtful reflections of each survivor's experience and the psychological destruction in the aftermath of their abuse. As revealed in the trailer, a new accuser, whose identity remains concealed, comes forward with allegations against Brown, saying, quote, I have not spoken about this matter publicly, but that's the only way he could be stopped. Those were the words of the accuser in the trailer. Immediately following the documentary, which airs this coming 27th of this month of October on the ID network at 9 p.m., The View, the host, Sunny Halston, will lead a conversation about intimate partner violence. Halston said, quote unquote, throughout my career, I've always prioritized being a fierce defender of women and children. Domestic violence is a very close personal issue to me as I reflect on my past as a prosecutor in these types of cases, and in my role as a mother and a public figure whose actions inform and help shape the next generation. This issue is a prevalent epidemic and knows no social economic boundaries. So I am dedicated to expanding and continuing this crucial conversation. The more we know, the better we can advocate for change as a society. With Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, ID investigated the alleged child abuse that took place behind the scenes of various Nickelodeon shows. In that docuseries, Drake Bell revealed himself as the victim of Brian Peck, who was arrested in 2003 for sexually assaulting the then 15-year-old star of Drake and Josh. Next, they're going to be working on, of course, Sean P. Diddy Combs, obviously, who, of course, as you know, was charged with sex trafficking and other federal offenses. Now, one thing this article pointed out, and I remember a statement issued by Brown back when after the Rihanna incident took place. He made a statement saying, there are no words to imagine the shame and humiliation I feel right now from this. But he did in that statement point out that he apparently grew up watching domestic abuse take place in his household. And obviously, I'm thinking maybe P. Diddy went through the same thing because P. Diddy's father was an alleged drug dealer who was killed during the drug deal gone bad. And it is a proven fact that many people who grow up under domestic abuse households often do the same thing themselves. Another example, Axl Rose. In 1993, Rose's ex-wife, Erin Everly, came out to this details some abuse that Axl
She
laid
was
on to her.
beautiful. Beautiful. I love Erin. She was so beautiful. My
And
God, she.
Here's something else. Model Stephanie Seymour, who Axl was
Yes,
seeing after the
yes,
marriage
she
was
was
all
so
apart, she even said that Axl is no Rose. In fact, she had to show up at a photo shoot with a black guy at one point. Now,
well,
all
she
the
had with Axel. If you don't mind me speaking on this, Brown,
Mhm.
with Axel, you got to understand he had bipolar disorder, so he got triggered by a lot of things that were just not too serious, and he couldn't
What
help
it's
the
just
fact that the man
it's
had
not just
bipolar disorder.
bipolar. It was also abuse of both his birth father and his stepfather. His birth
Yeah.
father, William Bruce Rose Sr., was murdered in 1984 for which other reason we do not know of. And apparently, the mother of Axl Rose gets very disgusted and angry when his name is brought up. And apparently, what happened was that Rose Sr. sexually abused young Axel. Apparently, he raped him in the ass at a very young age. And that's going to
What?
deduce, yes, he admitted that in a 1992 interview.
What? Who did that? Who? Who?
Axl Rose's birth father,
Oh my god.
yes. And the
What?
stepfather, after she finally left him, she got married to another loser. And apparently, she had to immediately get married because she felt too insecure without a man in her life. And apparently, this guy was abusive as well, mostly physical. And apparently, according to one article I read, that fuck you,
The fuck was
scammers.
that?
That was my
What
ringtone
was
once
that?
again. Another fucking scammer.
Oh,
I got to change my phone number sometime soon, man, because this has gone awful. I've been going fucking bonkers day after day after day. Probably sometime next week or
Brown,
towards.
block the number.
I've been, I've been doing, but these are different numbers, each and every
it's
one.
probably SEC fucking with you.
Yeah, but then again, it's
Download the
probably,
app
but
that
telemarketers as well.
download the app that only takes calls that you know.
Mm, I should look into that definitely. But either way,
Well,
Which,
back
by
to
the
what
way,
I was saying about Axl
by the way,
Rose.
we are trying to make this community of comedy of music great again. And I just want to let you know, guys, as a reminder, SE Steve is banned from all calls. He is
yes.
a disgrace to this community.
Absolutely. He's a fucking loser. He's a fucking prick.
He's a fucking
He,
pedophile. That's what he is.
exactly. He looks like a dark. what is up with the look he has with that mustache? He looks like a fucking Dollar Tree version of Freddie Mercury, for crying out loud.
Mexican looks like Freddie Mercury. I heard it all.
Yep, exactly. Anyways, back
Brown,
to
did
us.
you
Go ahead.
I'm thinking of there's a band, Brown.
But before we get to that, let me continue the
Oh,
discussion about it.
the Yes guitarist, I think, died. Was that it?
Which one?
Guitarist from Yes. I don't know. Some guitarist died recently, like within the week or something.
Let me look it up.
Go
Well,
ahead. I didn't
well,
mean to interrupt.
let me talk about the situation, domestic abuse here. Well, it's no secret Axl Rose grew up under an abusive household, so he was prone to do the same himself when he became adult. The same thing with Chris Brown. He obviously stated that he grew up in an abusive household. And I'm thinking P. Diddy also went through the same thing. Many people in the hip hop genre grew up under fathers who were either alcoholics, violent, physically, verbally
It's great.
abusive. So that's where you get the idea that this is normal. It's not just with hip hoppers or rock stars. It's every other people that's out there. Like for example, if a guy grows up being hit all the time by his father, left and right, right and left, he's going to do the same to to his children. Why? Because he thinks that this is normal until he realizes he cannot do this. He's got to step away from being that person. He's turning into his father. Another example, Prince in the movie Purple Rain. The kid, his father was violently abusive towards to his mom.
Yeah,
Yes, and
yeah.
then what he realized he was about to turn into. Who cannot forget the scene where he slapped the shit out of Apollonia?
It is actually true that since I'm a Prince fanatic, it's what the issue with Prince is his stepfather beat him, and Prince ran away from home. And when he got back with his actual biological father, and then his biological father,
Hmm.
him and his biological father got into a fight.
Hmm.
And the last go around where his stepfather took him in, his stepfather, and this is said, not allegedly, this is true, it's in her book. Tyka Nelson, Prince's sister, said the stepfather beat Prince so bad that he actually said, yes, this is true, guys. This is coming from the horse's mouth of his sister. She witnessed her brother get beat so bad to where her stepfather said, I'm gonna beat the living straight out of you. And look how that carried on in Prince's life years later.
Mm.
If you wonder why he always cross dressed, why he wear high heels, it's because his stepfather beat the living shit out of him and said, I'm gonna beat the living straight out of you.
Yes, and it's no secret that his household was a battlefield.
Yeah. And
Yes,
that broke my heart when I read that in his sister's book, that her stepfather said, I'm gonna beat the straight out of you. And that kind of, as you guys know, kind of played a role in his life years later when he got older.
yes,
Because I always wanted to know why he wear
because at
high
least well,
in
you got to
cross dress.
we also got to realize that regardless of whether you're a celebrity or in the regular individual, that kind of stuff is going to stay in the back of that person's head for almost eternity until they realize they need to get some help.
Because if
Because
you really think about it, Brown, I'm not trying to bash Prince. I love Prince. He's one of my favorite artists of all time, one of my heroes. It's just I don't understand. No man is just going to just say, "Oh, I'm going to wear high heels. I'm going to wear leg warmers. I'm going to wear a thong on stage." Like that's just not something men just say, "Oh, I'm going to do that." Like no man ever thinks like that unless they're actually gay. And if Little Richard did it, it's because Little Richard was actually gay.
hmm yes, and
If
by the way,
Freddie Mercury did it, it's because Freddie Mercury was actually gay.
yeah,
But they say Prince was not actually gay, and he proved he's not gay because he had more pussy than yeah.
yes, absolutely. Vanity,
That is
Apollonia.
true.
World. So I don't think Prince is gay. He dated a lot of fine
Prince,
women.
Prince. It's like the women like the men or back then
The
that dressed
feminine with the
well.
showing their feminine
Yeah.
side. That's what they dig. I think the
And
only two women he wasn't able to go to bed was probably Wendy or Lisa, and those two had a relationship with each other.
you know, Brown, I hate to I,
Damn.
I have to remind people I have to remind people. A lot of people thought I was gay when I decided to dance for YR, playing the Boys George Michael song in the background. Miss me, I know you miss me, but
Hmm.
I got a lot of
Nah,
ridicule
but
for
that's a
that.
good song though.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah,
can hate you on
but by
that.
Boy
That's a
George,
good
that's
one.
not a good song to play while dancing with your shirt off in spandex tights. That's that.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Oh
I didn't
wow.
know that at the time. I did that. So
But then again, what do you think about this? I'm gonna do a sidebar. Apparently, I'm not gonna bring it up because I don't want to mention this doofus's other doofus's name as well. But this was brought up on a live stream that Mars Mirror brought up on Dave Rose's channel a couple months back. But it's but either way, you have to talk off air about it. But apparently, according to many logics, women love men who can dance. Whether it's
yeah,
macho or a feminine, doesn't matter. It's a proven fact. The guy who taught John Travolta how to dance for Saturday Night Fever, Daddy Tutorial, what's his damn name? Son
I
of a
hear
bitch.
you say this,
John
Brown.
Tutorial.
Thank you.
James
I'm not
Tutorial.
trying to
Whatever
make
it is.
people feel
But
weird, but I have to agree with Brown. For some reason, women like men that can move their ass cheeks. For some reason,
yeah, not really move their ass cheeks, but move their feet in the proper way. Because
yeah,
too many
yeah,
doofuses, I've seen way too many doofuses, try to dance all sexy, but they just fail 100% miserably.
yeah.
There was this one time
This,
I went. I remember this
it's
one
a,
time at the. I remember this one time at the Ritz in Rose Hill, and there
yeah.
was this hot mama who used to call her L.A. for some reason. I don't know why, because she had to resemble the L.A. woman around that time. Big hair, big boots, hot body, la
Mm.
la la. And there was this one doofus dancing with his woman, but yeah, he was trying to pay more attention to L.A. As I try to, as they were playing the song "Youth Gone Wild" by
I
Skid
had my
Row.
share of it.
What?
I had my
I'm
Why
fair
would you
looking
start?
at this like, what the fuck? You're with the
Brown,
what
what?
dance?
Brown,
You're
when you're
dancing
like,
with.
hey, would you? Hey, what are you doing dancing with my friend? Aren't you? Did you step in and
No, I
make a
didn't.
big scene?
I just stand there like, what a doofus this guy was. He has this chick right in front of him dancing with him, and he's trying to get the attention of this other woman while dancing.
Mm, mm,
And I seen that one time happen at the Emerald Theater one time in Mount Clemens.
mm.
Boneheads. And most likely these are the doofuses who can't dance for fucking shit. They tried to
let
do.
alone let alone they're the same guys who can't even pull the chick. They can't even talk to the chick or dance. So
They figure that
so
they figure, oh yeah, if I could get on the floor and pretend I'm a dancer, the women just flock to me. Oh yeah, baby, and they next thing you know, they end up going home with their left hand.
oh my god.
Once again, the left hand is his doofus's girlfriend, and the right hand is his side bitch.
I hope YR is not going to YR. You better not be going to the club saying, "Oh yeah, baby." You better not be doing that, YR. You better not be doing that.
Yeah, I gotta take you two cats to the castle if you ever show up in Florida sometime for shizzle. But anyways, what do you guys think about all this? Like, do you think Chris Brown needs to get his head straightened out? Because if I was Chris Brown and I hear about this docuseries coming out, I'd be like, oh shit, I got to get my shit in gear.
Yeah.
And not let's not forget R. Kelly, the Survivor
Oh,
R. Kelly docuseries that was on the Lifetime Network that led to him getting cold busted afterwards. When all those
right.
victims came
and
out of the
and
woodwork.
and let's not forget Vince McMahon.
Yeah, he's next to be. I doubt if he's going to be put on trial, but either way, his
They
reputation
did a
is
whole
ruined
next
for
the
shit.
Netflix documentary about him that we talked about, and it exposed a lot of sick. Bro, I was disturbed to watch that. I can't believe me and YR and Paul Three and so many people watched that. That was disturbing. That made me
Yeah.
throw up. Like, I actually threw up after watching that
Wow.
because
And
I ain't gonna lie. I I grew up watching WWF, and I grew up liking Mr. McMahon's character. And when I watched that documentary, I didn't even know who the fuck I was anymore. I didn't even want to call myself Prince Ivan anymore.
What?
Yeah,
Basically, it just left him shocked all the damn hell.
yeah, I'm not happy that I used to be a fan of that man.
Yeah.
I'm so.
I know, but then again, there were other wrestling promoters that were just as shady as well. The guy who tried to run the UWF, I forgot his name. He was some sort of a so-called billionaire. He was an asswipe. He ended up dying as a result from his
Eric
bullshit.
Bischoff was an ex-wife, Ted Turner, Bruce Pritchard, all those guys.
Yeah.
They all were just weird.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Ted,
I know for some reason. I said this before when the whole situation brought up. When Vince McMahon obviously must not have got a lot of poontang when he was a high school kid. Him or Harvey Weinstein.
I
Well,
mean,
Weinstein is a lot more, 20 times more uglier. That's for sure.
he had kids with Linda, so obviously he was getting some poontang.
Yeah. But he
I
had all
mean,
thing sexual fetishes, and next thing you know, boom, he couldn't control himself. Hey, I'm the leader of the biggest sports entertainment company in the world. And next thing you know, boom, I got all these dark fetishes. The same thing with Bill Cosby. He should have checked himself before he wrecked himself. Now, if this man tries to go do a concert tour, telling jokes, telling comedy skits, most likely it'll be less than it'll probably be about 25% in that whole venue that he's going to do a show in, because his reputation is like ruined all the hell. But
Dutch Brown, you want to hear the new announcement?
yeah. Oh, by the way, before you do that, you talked about a guitar player for the band Yes passing away. Yeah, his name it was Peter Banks. He was the original guitarist for Yes. He died in 2013 at the age of 65 from heart failure.
No, someone died. Then it's not the Bania. Some guitarist died recently. That's
Mm.
big name band type thing.
Oh, what's the name of the band? Can you give me a clue?
I'm trying to forget. I forgot. I'm trying to
Name one of their
something like
songs.
that. I don't know, Brad. I'm trying to let me look back and see.
Go ahead there. But the two main guitar players from Yes, as we know, are both Steve Howe and Trevor Rabin, and both are still alive. In fact,
It
Rabin, by the way, did
was.
some scores for various movies and TV shows years afterwards, by the way.
Let's see here.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello, we're here waiting.
Go ahead, Dr. Brown. You want to talk about Motley Crue doing the Roxy show coming
Really?
up?
They're going to play the Roxy in L.A.?
Yeah, all of those clubs, the
oh
Rainbow, they're
shit, I
doing
heard
them.
about that. I'm so happy, and they're gonna relaunch the Dr. Feelgood album. I was so happy
Like
to hear
Brown,
that.
1,000%. I'm gonna tell you this right now,
Mm-hmm.
1,000%. Motley Crue is probably gonna announce a tour next year, and you're gonna see my 4K video from that. I'm gonna go to that shit. I don't know what it's gonna. I don't know. They're definitely gonna do a tour, a U.S. tour next year. Motley Crue, they got to.
All right there.
They got to.
All right there. It said Motley Crue played the Roxy Theater in West Hollywood will play. They're going to be playing the Roxy this coming October 9th, a couple days
Oh, this
away.
is it.
Yep. The Roxy
Sounds
And it's
Theater
really
in West
sad.
Hollywood.
I
I'm gonna
love
send you the article, bro.
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the same, bro. Not the same. They don't have the legendary Mars Mirror. They don't have the original lineup. Like
Mars
it's still not.
Mira? You mean Mick Mars?
Yeah, they don't have them.
I bet you Mars is going to call up saying, "What the fuck? I never played with Motley Crue."
Brian, it's the original Anvil guitarist, Dave Allison. You know who that is? He passed.
Dave Allison. Hmm.
The original guitarist from Anvil.
All right, I saw Anvil one time when they played the Ritz and Roseville on a dead Sunday evening. Pretty damn good show. I see. Dave Allison. Anvil, very, very respected Canadian heavy metal band. You may remember they were there was the subject of a docuseries called Anvil by Anvil. No, it's called Anvil, the story of Anvil. I remember seeing the remainder of that documentary on the VH1 Classic channel. And I'm very sad about that because Anvil is a pretty damn good band. Worth checking out when I saw them. Many bands I remember seeing at the Ritz and Roseville on off nights that really blew me away. One of them was a band called Ledgelord. He had this album out called Master Control. I was blown away by their set. I really fucking enjoyed it. I really did. If I ever find that record at a used record store, definitely I'm getting it. Because that was one badass show that they did. Another badass show at the Ritz, Shotgun Messiah in '93, when he went towards the industrial side. All right, so
Brown, did you see that? Did you see? Oh,
mm,
there's a couple of. You might like this one.
mm-hmm.
Prince, you might like this too, brother. Prince, what do you think about Adam Gontier rejoining 3 Days Grace? Personal singer, brother.
I don't know. I think.
You were ever into them, Brown? 3 Days Grace?
Not much. I think it was one of
I
those
think they did a
bands.
couple WWE. Didn't they do a couple WWE songs?
Not that I know of. If you think about the one who did that theme song for Rhea Ripley, that's not them. That's Motionless in White. But but bands like Stone Sour, they do. I'm not too sure what kind of a style that their music is, but I know 3 Days Grace are from Canada, like Anvil is. But their style is a lot more towards the False Hawk, Affliction T-shirt, patched up jeans, sneakers type of look, that kind of genre. And I see I got a couple voicemails got
Okay.
to cater to after we're done with the show here. Most likely bullshit scammers or telemarketers telling me, oh, well, please contact this number. We have someone waiting for you. Well, why the fuck don't you bring it over here now? We need your address. You ain't get my address. You so goddamn smart. Bring it over here, bitch.
Hey. Yeah. Easy.
You would never tell that person that in real life, Brown. Stop.
Oh, what? Yeah, but actually I did. Some scamming bitch, called me up there. When I was living in Richmond, Michigan, let me tell you the story. When I was living in Richmond, Michigan around 2009, I had one of my first prepaid phones. I got a call from some telemarketer posting it saying that I was a part of a sweepstakes. Then she wanted to get my information. Then she started talking about, selling me these magazines. I'm like, hold up. Are you truly trying to sell me magazines? Yes, sir. That's when I went off on her. Listen, you poor, don't you call this number again. Click. And yes, I did call her that because she deserved to be called. Like I said, probably either get one what YR suggested or maybe go to the nearby phone place to get the I'm thinking about possibly getting the area code changed. All right there. So anybody got anything else to talk about for the time being?
Prince?
Anything you want to say in regards to what we say about Chris Brown, P Diddy, and the shit that they were doing?
We'll see what happens. Prince, are you supportive of P Diddy, brother? Puff Daddy?
I doubt it much. I doubt if anybody's supporting P. Diddy. And one thing I've noticed is that when you click on one video, give it out details, all these other videos come out saying, the ledge ties in with Jay-Z and Beyonce, and talk about all these Diddy parties, have you ever been to a Diddy party? No, be thankful. And for I understand, apparently, I don't know if it's true, but if it is, I would not be surprised because that's one of the recommendations of getting on top. Apparently, to get his record label launched through Arista BMG distribution, apparently he had to do something with Clyde Davis, who at that time who is the head of BGM Music Publishing, or whatever it's called there. And Clyde Davis, in his book, admitted that he is a bisexual. And I said this before and I'll say it again. Right now, at this point, hip hop has now become a very dangerous musical genre. Not just with what we presented here tonight, but also keep in mind rappers getting shot, dying of drug overdoses, threats being thrown left and right verbally through music, through interviews and such. The issues between Tupac and Biggie, for example. The issues between a Gucci Man and Young Jeezy, which led up to one of their associates being killed in a house raid. You know, I said in my vlog about the P. Diddy situation, I'll say it again. So, anything else you want to conclude, or
He tried to Diddy at a basketball game try to get Prince to come to one of his parties, and Prince said, "Oh hell no."
because Prince knew what was up. Prince,
Prince
Prince
said,
is
I don't know what type of idea you got of me in your head, but I may look like a fruitcake, but I tell you right now, P. Diddy, I'm not no fucking fruitcake, motherfucker."
well, Prince was always a private person when it came to whichever stuff he was doing,
Yeah, but Diddy
work or
thought because
leisure.
the way he dressed and the way he carried himself, he said, "I can get a real fruitcake at my party." And Prince told him, "Motherfucker, I ain't no damn fruitcake, motherfucker."
Oh gosh. Well, Diddy has himself. He's a fruitcake and a half.
And Prince did say, like at the basketball game, Diddy kept like touching his leg. Like that's some weird shit, bro. Why are you touching another man's leg?
You just reminded me. Did you ever listen to that about I don't know how many seconds is about 10 seconds, 5 seconds, or whatever, but it's apparently audio clip of P Diddy clapping Meek Mill's cheeks.
That's just like I'm telling you, that's just, bro. Let's be real. If I did that to you, if I was to do that to you and brush your thigh, you would think something was wrong with me.
I'd smack upside your head. Said, "Fool, what the hell are you trying to do?"
Carlos Cabral?
Is he on the call?
Carlos?
I don't know. Right there. So I guess this concludes our episode of Music Maniacs for this evening here. We'll be back next week covering all the news discussions and topics and latest rumors and news.